Well, I would like to point out that I started last week's podcast with a statement I never thought I would say out loud, which was
Senna's mid.
no, that it actually turns out listening to Lewis Hamilton is the right thing to do. Do you want to address the camera now? Look into the camera with those big puppy dog eyes and tell the internet that you're wrong.
Well, I was actually going to say I'm totally right, but it was not about Senna.
The bit of the episode, yeah.
This is the important message for all you kids out there and all of Ayrton Senna's friends. Check what AI spits out before you publish it on the internet. And I'm of the opinion that that's just being really smart. And that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't think it's illegal.
And I don't think it's illegal.
And I'm actually excited for this season.
I'm well excited
for the first time in ages, because I actually feel like we're going to get action-packed races.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Ahead of the Apex. I am Josh, your host, and once again, I'm joined by Tim.
We are so back.
We did not coordinate Ferrari merch today. This was complete accident.
No, we actually didn't.
For those listening, Tim's wearing a very fetching Ferrari sweater. Would you call it a sweater or a sweatshirt?
Call it a jumper.
All right. Well, okay. Sorry, mate. And I'm wearing a nice Ferrari hoodie. Is that okay? Or would you like it to be called a sweatshirt or a jumper?
I would call it a jacket.
A hooded jacket.
That voice you heard is Matty. Welcome back, Matty.
Hello.
Long time listener, second time visitor. Talker. And Cam is sitting next to me. How are you doing, Cam?
I'm very good, thank you.
You're looking a thin figure of the man used to be.
Yeah.
Cutting
I mean,
the
that
trim
won't mean
figure.
a lot to your viewers, but yeah.
No, you're looking well, mate. You're looking well. And today we're going to be talking about F1 preseason testing. Sorry, Matty, you also look good. Wearing your golf gear. I'd like you to show your shirt. If I
Well, I'm not sure on that.
It's a very fetching palm tree shirt. Orange palm trees.
Cool.
Purple palm trees.
Papaya.
Palm trees. Yeah, we're talking F1 preseason testing. It matches your phone, I know. You know you can use your big boy words, right?
I just don't want to be. I'm not on the camera, so you're not going to see this.
No. I've lost where I was. We're talking F1 preseason testing. We just had the last lot of testing last week, so we're recording on the 24th of February. This episode will come out on the 4th of March. When's next Thursday? 4th of March?
No, it's the 5th.
Oh, sorry.
My birthday's on the Tuesday, so I know.
Sorry.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy
for them.
birthday,
Thanks,
Tim.
guys.
Happy birthday for 2 days ago, Tim.
Yeah.
See what I did there?
Nice.
So this episode will come out just before the first race. So we won't, we don't know right now what's going to happen in the first race, but we're going to
Oh, I do.
base what we've seen in the first 2 weeks of testing and shakedown week to kind of predict what's going to happen in the first race and the rest of the season. Are you all right, mate?
It's funny.
What's funny?
Cam's reaction. We know what's going to happen.
We don't know what's
on a
gonna
Ferrari,
happen.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, come on, it's Australia, so obviously Ferrari are going to win in Australia, and then come
terrible.
China. Is China the second race or is it Japan?
Can't think off the top of my head.
Somebody get the calendar up. Come the second race,
Suzuka, I think.
we're just going to be nowhere, right? I mean, we know how this goes. We've been here before many a time. Ferrari show up in preseason testing, show up in the first race. Everybody goes friggin' nuts. Ferrari going to win the championship. This is Charles' year, and then P6.
Well, Hamilton remembers who he is.
He remembers. He remembers.
You love the moniker Winter World Champions, don't you? You had it for the 90s.
Yeah.
Most of the 2000s, you'd been given titles before you'd run a race. So
Yeah.
why not do it again?
Yeah. Why not?
Okay.
Okay. Swipe. Right. We did this for Shakedown. We said that Shakedown doesn't mean anything. Nothing means anything. But Charles Leclerc did set the fastest lap of Bahrain International Circuit, going 8/10 faster than Kimi Antonelli and a whole second faster than reigning world champion Lando Norris. So obviously, game over. GG's, boys. Thanks for coming. See you in Abu Dhabi.
Title favourite, only 6th as well.
Is he?
By the way, yeah.
Wow.
I'm going to say I took a thing of the odds. I've got them all. Well,
Yeah.
The big boys.
So Ferrari went down in favour of the odds, right? After pre-season 2.
As a constructor,
Yeah.
I think there was a change slightly in the drivers, but it's all up in the air because obviously they don't even know what's going to go on yet.
Nobody knows what's going on. But Mercedes are favourite, right? I think we can say that.
Mercedes a heavy favourite.
Basically, it looks like we have a 4-way fight between the big boys, Ferrari and Mercedes, and Red Bull and McLaren, who seem to be a little bit further off. Red Bull's a new manufacturer. That makes sense. McLaren are a customer team. Don't think Mercedes will let them beat them this year. Not again. I think they'll just pull the plug on a couple of spark plugs, just knock that compression ratio down back to 16-1 and just be like, ha ha ha, take that. Basically, we're going to talk about Ferrari and Mercedes because they are the ones who brought the most upgrades, did the most laps, set the fastest laps. So Charles Leclerc did the fastest lap with a 1:31.992. Kimi Antonelli 1:32.803. Starting with Mercedes, this compression ratio thing. We all know what's going on with the compression ratio, 18-1. They did a ruling on, I think, the Tuesday. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Tuesday of preseason testing, and basically it's going to a vote. So the 1st of August, there will be a proposed rule change where the FIA will measure at 130 degrees operating temperature. They have until the end of this week to vote and decide if that's going to be the case. That vote went through, that decision went through, and then the next day, Mercedes went fastest. I'm not much of a tinfoil hat kind of person. Well, I am. But it's a bit convenient, don't you think, that Mercedes suddenly have the fastest car? Anybody want to speculate on that?
I think it's interesting because when you go back to Ferrari's engine controversy,
Which one?
the Vettel one,
Yeah.
and that was they just beat the measurement
Correct.
system, which
But that's
is
what this
which
is,
is
right?
exactly what Mercedes have done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm of the opinion that that's just being really smart, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't think it's illegal.
And I don't think it's illegal. But the way that it was ruled, I feel like with that, or when Ferrari did it, makes it seem a bit odd that they're now doing this whole happy clappy, let's all vote. And when that was a bit more of an aggressive hammer comes down type.
Yeah.
I mean, the way they're doing it now, though, the expectation is the vote is still going to go through because obviously there's more teams that run without a Mercedes power unit to the Mercedes teams. And
Correct.
by all accounts, every team that doesn't run a Mercedes engine are going to vote.
Well, Honda are obviously going to vote in favour of this, right? Because they can barely keep their battery charged, and we'll get there. But
Red Bull was, the fun thing was Red Bull started being, we're cool with this.
We're all right with that.
And then at the moment that everybody else was like, we're not cool with this, Red Bull was like, we're definitely not cool with this now.
But now Ferrari are cool with it.
Yeah, now Ferrari
Which is
cool.
weird, right? It's like Ferrari are now cool with it.
Just to jump back to what Tim was about being the Ferrari Vettel engine.
Yeah.
They found this out before the season start.
Yes.
The Ferrari got pinned in the season, so there was no what they could do. Whereas now, because it hasn't officially started and they're kind of bringing it up, but nobody knew about your sneaky idol.
Well, now, Are we talking about the oil burning, which Mercedes were also doing, or are we talking about the fuel sensor thing? Because I think he's talking about the fuel
I'm
sensor
talking about the
thing.
fuel sensor mainly.
Because you got done for both and got caught in mid-season, didn't you?
Well, I'm with Tim on this one though. Like
No, don't get me wrong.
it's the FIA's job to measure, and actually, there's going to be a lot of this in this podcast of the technical regulations have been rewritten for this year. They've been loosened to allow Audi and Cadillac to come in, and there are areas of the new technical regs that have not been finished. I think that's fair to say, right?
That colour on the wall.
Yeah.
Very grey.
Yeah. Now, this one in particular about the 18-1 thing, they basically invited it. Have you seen the wording?
Yeah.
You know,
So-
it has to be 16-1 at room temperature.
Yeah.
Right. That's just inviting it. That's like, here's the door, walk right on through.
To be honest, with how it's worded, I'm surprised. I am surprised every team just hadn't
Yeah, exactly.
like
Feels weird
done
that
what Mercedes
they
have
did
done.
it.
It feels really weird. Particularly like, this is right up Ferrari street, right?
Yeah,
this is basically their wheelhouse, and they haven't done it, and they launched the first protest, which is super weird.
I think I can't remember if you guys touched on it though on one of your previous podcasts where you were saying at the end of the day these rules are wrote in French, translated to English.
Yep.
And there seems to be a very much more of the English-based teams
Yep.
are very good at getting
Yeah.
through these rules.
Yeah.
Ferrari aren't great because Italians.
They get caught all the time.
However, when Ross Brawn was at Ferrari, he was fantastic at it. So there is a lot of that
I think
in
there's a-
there.
I think
I
there's a
think
language
you know. I thought that was a really, really good point. And yeah, so I'm all in favour from next season onwards for the rules to be wrote in Italian and translated
Back to
French, then to English.
into English. Yes. Okay. The 18-1 thing isn't the only thing Mercedes have, though. Let's stick with Mercedes. They turned up on the final day with a new rear wing. Has anybody seen it? It's got the extra high bits on the leading edge of the rear wing, and the active bit is lower. So that's interesting. It looks a bit like a old Porsche racing car. And they've also got a new front wing. So they've mounted to the middle of the front wing flap, which means they have less of an active aero bit at the front. Only time will tell whether any of that means anything. They weren't the most innovative team, though, were they, Matthew?
No.
Who would you say brought the most innovations?
Innovations, well, I'd say most cheating, blatant, obviously.
Yeah.
Ferrari with their dodgy wing.
Absolutely. Well,
What's cheating about it?
what's cheating about it? Tell me what's cheating about it.
So, not cheating, but you look at, for example, Lawson, when he didn't close Doohan, we didn't close the wing.
At Japan and just
went
went sailing into the barrier,
Yeah, the driver has to take it off.
Yes.
So you would then have a delay of that shutting.
Right, but there is a minimum delay.
Yeah, so it has to open and close within 0.3 of a second.
0.4.
0.4.
And Ferrari's gets
And
in 0.3.
Ferrari's is like 0.336 or something like that. So
But
it's,
when you think of, you've got
Oh, I agree. When you're at VMAX coming down Suzuka straight and you've got to manually shut it off because you don't hit the brakes, I fully agree that it's going to be tough for that to close within that time. But then we're also not saying that they're going to be running this wing at every race, right?
no.
It
but
might be that they run it
I'm
in
not-
Bahrain when there's heavy braking zones, but not in places like Saudi.
Yeah, it's not. I'd take it back. It was in jest. It's not cheating,
Yeah.
but I'm more dubious of the fact that there is a lot more that can go wrong with that.
Oh, 100%. And
So not
Leclerc
only-
wasn't running it when he set this fastest time.
No, but you've got everybody else little flap that just drops shut.
Well, it's not just everybody else, though, is it?
No. But in theory of what you had,
yeah.
it just closes.
It's like
and
DRS,
if it stays open, yes, you're going to get a Lawson doing careering
yeah.
off.
Yeah.
That's got to rotate all the way back over.
Against the flow of the wind.
Yes,
Yeah.
and if
Yeah.
that stops at any point,
Well,
you might not have a driver.
you won't. No. I agree. I would be interested to see if that was just like a look what we can do.
Yeah, it's
Try
getting-
that's
and-
what I think it is.
Try and copy this, but we're not going to run it in
Yeah,
Australia.
that's what I think it is. I think it's purely like we're going to put this on this morning onto the car.
Every
other team's going to see it, and then they're going to spend 3 weeks making it themselves.
No. I think they thought they could get away with it by doing it first thing in the morning, and nobody would really.
No,
catch them.
if they were going to do that, they'd have done it the first week, not the second week.
Yeah.
No, but even then, because even the teams would have catch up on it.
But it did go on at the same time as this new flap on the exhaust, right?
Yeah.
Which is a Ferrari only thing because of the way they've set their gearbox up. That they've got this space that normally they wouldn't be allowed to develop in because that's where the exhaust would be. So they put this flap there, which is blowing. It's basically blowing diffuser again, right? From 2012, whenever it was that the cars were screeching into corners, sounding like they were airplanes landing. And only Ferrari are able to do this because of the way they've set their car up. So I wonder whether they've done the flappy,
the backflipping
rear wing and been like, look at this. Don't look
down
at
here.
that,
Don't
right?
look down here. Look up here.
Don't look at
at the
that.
top.
Yeah, I think the only interesting thing about the Ferrari one, apart from it looking very cool, is how it actually creates obviously the reverse effect because it's like an aeroplane wing once it's open, so it creates a lot less drag. If anything, it's trying to lift the car up.
Yes.
But I'll eat my words, but I don't think Ferrari will run it.
I'm not smart enough to, but my brain goes to think, what happened to the air that's behind that?
Well,
And will that then affect the cars behind it
I've
in
seen
a different way?
I've seen the trace, right? Because when the wing is like this, which is how it normally is, you get air going like that, so pushing downwards.
For audio listeners,
When
Josh is making hand gestures.
when the wing,
Are you going to
when
add a
the
video
wing is
here? Like a drawing?
When the wing is flat like this, you obviously just get air going across. So there's a lot less pushing down, and you've got a little scoop. So there is a bit of pushing down, but not a lot.
Yeah.
But then as the wing goes that way, now you've got this great big sail pushing against you, and then you get more on the other side. And I've seen like the traces of the speed, and I don't think it gains them as much as they think it gains them because you get that complete point at which the wing is facing the wrong way vertically, where it's just a sail.
But that's the other thing, because it stops being, and again, let's not kind of draw, but you've got the two pieces, but they're both kind of banked anyway, so it kind of lifts it off.
Yeah.
When that rotates over, it becomes like a oval kind of shape.
Yep.
So what's the air that's, if someone's behind them, what's that going to be doing? Because then...
No, that's their problem.
Yes.
I love how that's their problem because it's a Ferrari running.
But that's their
it
problem.
is. It just is their problem.
That is their problem. That is their problem. You've got to build your car for combat in the corners. Right?
I mean,
bringing in the battle floor again.
to be honest, I know we're probably going to get onto it later, but out of the two really crazy rear wing designs, I actually think the other one, which is a team that begins with A, has more chance of going wrong.
Yes, 100%.
You know, so we're getting really fixated on Ferrari and what happens if this goes wrong. I actually think the Alpine one has a lot more chance of going wrong.
When we
let's
get
be
to the
honest.
midfield, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, but let's be honest. If one of those two does career into a wall, are we that bothered? But you know what I mean? But we're not, though. Let's be honest. The reason it's such a big thing is because it's a team at the front. Are you really bothered?
AI will put that.
I was going to say.
I want to kill it. No. Leclerc will be absolutely fine.
Yeah.
It's fine if Hamilton goes.
Yeah, okay, fine. Let's round out the top four. So we mentioned Red Bull. They seem to have, from the traces that we've seen, and again, testing is pointless to look at in too much detail, but they seem to have the best all-rounder. They've built a car that's good in the corners, good on the straights, good under braking, good at energy management, but it's not excelling in any of those areas, right? If the Ferrari is better off the line, we haven't even talked about the turbo yet, off the line and out of corners, and the Mercedes is better at the end of the straights because of this bigger ice contribution, Red Bull is somewhere in the middle, and that's okay.
Red Bull's issue at the minute is it's too good at regenerating the energy.
What do you mean?
Well, they're actually concerned about it because you're only allowed to regen so much energy out per lap. Well, it's that good at regenerating energy, they're actually worried that they need to lower it.
Right.
Like it's too good at reharvesting the energy.
Why cap how much energy you can recover? Why?
Yeah, I don't know.
If you build a car that can recover better energy more efficiently, then
more
mega.
by shifting into first gear, right, in the middle of the apex, spiking the revs, which generates more.
That's what Verstappen was doing on like the first day,
the very
first
time
day,
he rolled out, yeah.
and everyone sort of noticed it. But then other drivers then tried to do that and couldn't.
Yeah.
And then I think Verstappen stopped doing it after a day or two.
Well, maybe it's because he's generating too much battery power.
And
to me, that's just driver skill.
It is, and if Red Bull have built a gearbox that
can handle
downshifting into first in an F1 car, which is usually only used for the start procedure and the Monaco hairpin, then fair play, Red Bull, well done, GG, well played, win the championship.
Yeah,
you deserve it, right?
In fairness, it's impressive that they've been as good as they are to say it's their first year out as an engine manufacturer.
Yeah. Absolutely, they've absolutely crushed the mileage. What did the mileage they do? So Mercedes did 432, Racing Bull's 407. Yeah. That's their engine, and Red Bull 329. Yeah, in test 2.
Well, they lost some, didn't they? Because Hadjar decided to go to a wall, didn't he?
Just a bit, but
it's weird though. I'm kind of glad Red Bull have turned a leaf and got new people in there. Because if that had been the good old days, like Kvyat Harath, he'd have been driving around with no front wing for 20 laps, punishing him because he hit a wall.
Well, it's not anymore, is it? It's the friendly Laurent Mekies.
Soft.
Red Bull.
Woke.
Yeah, woke Red Bull. God, when did my Red Bull get so woke? McLaren, just to finish off the final four, we can talk about Ferrari's turbo in a minute. McLaren really downplaying. Every time I've seen an interview with Lando Norris, he looks miserable. Piastri looks miserable.
No, but he's so happy to be racing.
Obviously.
So he's thrilled.
He's so happy.
He's not going to go and get another job, which I thought was a good thing to...
You just don't like anyone being happy, do you?
He's loving Charles Leclerc.
It was just so funny because I saw because the only thing I've heard about McLaren is people just whining about Lando as usual, because it feels like the only thing that they've actually put out is him looking mopey in front of the press.
Well, he is a single man now.
Oh,
Bachelor life. Treating him hard.
Treating him well.
Well, no, not if he's miserable.
Well, I think this is sandbagging for.
They haven't got the new Mercedes engine. Let's be clear on that. They've got an older spec Mercedes engine to deal with, and they were always going to be slower than Mercedes in the first few tests. So that's.
I actually think over the 2 weeks at Bahrain, they started to show a lot more than what they were letting on at the very start.
Yeah,
like their race runs at the start, they was like, oh yeah, we're not as quick as Ferrari, we're not as quick as the Mercedes, we're not as quick as the Red Bull, and then their race runs were actually really good.
Yes.
So I don't think they're as far off the pace as they're making out at all.
No. Nobody wants to be first fastest. Everybody keeps going, oh well, Mercedes are fastest, Ferrari fastest. We're fourth.
We're not world champions.
Yeah. Do you want to mention Ferrari's turbo?
What, the size of it?
The tiny turbo.
The tiny pee-pee.
The tiny turbo.
I mean, we're all pretty much in agreement. Mercedes' engine, although it's going to get voted on and it's midway through the season, it's going to be deemed illegal. They're not going to be able to run it anymore.
Yeah.
But the Ferrari turbo, and it isn't just because I'm a Ferrari fan, before you start, Matty, I don't think Ferrari should be punished for creating the car in the regulations, because it was well noted months ago.
Let's be fair, yeah. Fred noticed it.
Yeah.
Well, Ferrari noticed it months ago.
And they asked the question.
Yeah.
And they said, we could really do with bigger turbos on, but if you're only going to hold us at the line this long and all this sort of stuff. And they've built their engine with the turbo to those regs.
Yeah.
Whereas every other team have just decided, well, let's just put a big one in, and then we're going to all gang up and say, you have to hold us at the lights longer,
and
or this ain't going to be
saying no.
And I don't think they should be punished for that.
No, I agree.
It
isn't a Ferrari jumper.
End of the day, these are the best. End of the day, though, these are the best drivers in the world.
Yeah.
So the ones that are running Ferrari powered cars, they should be aware that they're going to be quicker off the line than potentially the car in front, and they can get out of the way.
This is how we have a motorsport that isn't a spec series. Is we shouldn't be going, oh, well, Mercedes have an 18-to-1 compression ratio, so obviously they need to be banned. And Ferrari have a small turbo, which obviously means we need to change the start procedure. No, innovate. We have
Yeah.
two completely different engines where one is an absolute monster in a straight line and the other one is an absolute monster off the grid.
I mean, I can't
Great.
wait. I can't wait for the first 15, 20 laps of every race.
Yeah.
Because after the start, the field is going to be so jumbled up. It's going to be action packed. It's going to be fantastic.
It's going to be Esteban Ocon in P3 behind.
This is the point, though. I feel like they are becoming a bit overly regulated.
Yeah,
and
100%.
we've made these comments a lot over the last sort of year, and especially when you compare it to WEC, which is way less regulated. They kind of just go build a car,
Your car must drive through this hole in the wall.
and then it's like
Cool.
and beyond that, you can do pretty much whatever you want.
Yeah.
So it seems like it's getting closer and closer
You can't write a
spec
rule
series.
book that is so vague and then go, no, guys, you can't do that. Like, that's not okay. And you can't do that either because that's not okay.
It feels like they're trying to make these decisions on account of
what the teams think.
and like fairness in a weird way, because I don't think it's even for the benefit of racing.
But
If anything,
but surely
racing will be better when there's not all having the same.
Exactly.
because I mean, look, I'm not being funny. The last 4 years of Formula One for me has been the most boring racing we've seen.
Sure.
And I'm actually excited for this season.
I'm well excited
for the
for this
first
season.
time in ages, because I actually feel like we're going to get action-packed races.
We've got completely different cars. I mean, we haven't even touched Haas, Alpine, Racing Bulls, or Aston Martin yet, and we've been talking about the big four, right? But the big four are completely different to each other, and then everybody else that further down the field is also different. We've got such different cars on the grid. It's unreal.
And this is why the start. I think this is. And we've talked about this a lot. The start of a regulation period is so exciting.
Yeah.
And then unfortunately, it gets to the point. The further you get through it, everyone just converges to basically one thing.
When they find out slyways how to put dirty air in and all this sort of stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Before we move off the big four,
Yeah.
the only team that's got two drivers in the top four or the big four even, that have driven this style of car before are Ferrari, because you're going to have Piastri who's never driven, because they're not ground effect cars, so they're going to be completely different.
Yeah.
Piastri, Antonelli, and Hajar.
I mean, they will have driven these in lower formulas, though. Like, more similar. Because like everyone's saying it feels like an F2 car.
Well,
It's but in comparison to
I
what
see
they've
what
been
you're saying, though.
racing in.
Ferrari have got the experience
That's
of
a good
multiple
point.
generations of cars, whereas the other teams have got at least one driver that has been brought into F1 during a regulation cycle, haven't had that change yet.
And it's going back to very similar to what they were pre-2021.
And the last time we had a regulation change, Leclerc and Verstappen were by far the best to adapt.
Yeah.
So,
And then
yes.
Ferrari.
Right. We have to do some prediction. We have to do some prediction. So we talked about the big four. Who do we think is going to be the top three in the constructors? Tim. Just three names off the bat.
I think
In
it
order.
will be Mercedes, Red Bull, Ferrari.
Matty.
Bear with me. Mercedes. I'm going to say McLaren.
Whoa.
And then the Max Bulls.
The Max Bulls. So you said
Ferrari.
Mercedes, Red Bull, Ferrari, Mercedes, McLaren, Red Bull,
Mercedes, McLaren, Ferrari.
Ferrari, Mercedes, Red Bull.
Okay, good consensus.
I think
What a vouch for democracy.
so. I think Verstappen's going to be Verstappen again,
I
but
just don't think Hajar's gonna
I
be
just
there.
fear for Hajar, and I feel like McLaren as a whole are going to be better than Red Bull in terms of scoring points.
Interesting. Okay.
I
I
think-
don't think McLaren are going to get it right this year. That's where I came from.
I think, Max will do what Max does, and he'll just come second in everything.
Yes. I think Ferrari are going to win a lot of the races at the start when they can get away quickly, and then they'll be like, oh, we have to change the turbos. And then Mercedes will start scoring a bunch of points. Then they'll change the rules, and then Red Bull will win at the end of the race, at the end of the season. While we're on top three, so constructors-wise, we've covered that. Drivers-wise, Tim, we'll start with you again.
Max,
Max, okay.
Max, George, Charles.
Brilliant. May.
Russell, Max, Leclerc.
Okay.
Same. Russell, Max, and Leclerc.
Okay.
In no particular order, by the way.
And I think Russell will champion Leclerc, Verstappen. So I'm the opposite way around to you. But I think Ferrari will score more points than Mercedes. So Ferrari constructors, George drivers.
Yeah, George has got to be the man for the World Championship.
100%.
I was just trying to make it exciting.
I'll go bold, and I'm going to say Ferrari going to win the constructors, and I'm going to say Charles Leclerc wins the World Championship.
Okay, phenomenal. Right, should we move on? Should we do back of the grid?
Whoa.
That's not very definitive on who's back of the grid.
Back of the grid.
Well, no,
Get your hat on, mate.
I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna give you some stats.
I was gonna say,
facts.
I would say
out.
there's 3 teams at the back of the grid.
Actually, I've got something to talk about, which I think might come at a good moment while we're discussing drivers. They've just released the fantasy prices
Yeah,
for this year.
yeah.
And it's a very interesting read. So I thought while we're guessing,
Sure.
Can we guess who's the most expensive?
so let's go through it.
Lando Norris most expensive.
No,
Max
George
Verstappen.
Russell most expensive.
Max.
Okay, you have the top 3.
It'll be George. Well, if I'm going off bookmaker odds, surely it's George
Yeah, but
Russell.
that's not how the fantasy league works. Remember, last year Lando Norris shot up in value in the fantasy league.
So they're all very close together.
I'm sure they are. Max will be the most expensive.
Max is the most expensive, 27.7.
That's a bargain from what it was last year.
Russell's second, 27.4.
Whoa. He's
And
shot
then Norris third, 27.2.
All I'm hearing is everyone should have Charles Leclerc in their
up. Yes,
team.
that's what I'm hearing.
Hang on, keep going. Right, so that's the top 3. Who's 4?
Piastri.
Piastri.
25.5.
Yep.
This is when it gets spicy.
Piastri's more expensive than Leclerc.
Yep.
Who's-
Lewis Hamilton.
Who's 5?
Lewis Hamilton.
Leclerc.
No, it's Leclerc. It's got to be.
Kimi Antonelli.
No way. Get lost. No,
Kimi
my
Antonelli,
God.
23.2.
no way. All right.
I'm having a Ferrari.
I'm having
team
a
this week.
Ferrari team.
Right, then Leclerc, 22.8.
Then Hamilton.
Then Hammy, 22.5.
Then Hadja.
So there's only a 300
that was
grand
consistent
difference.
last year too.
Then Hadja, 15.1. Big drop.
Whoa.
He's worth putting in the team for the first few weeks. See how he does.
Yeah. Gain some value too.
So
Probably.
this is when it gets kind of spicy.
Well, it's got because Williams had really expensive drivers last year, but they're going to be nowhere near because their cars are.
What,
brick.
dude? Spoilers.
So hang on. Right, so we've got Hadja. Number 9. Any guesses?
Fernando Alonso.
No. No.
Carlos
This is a good
Sainz.
game, this.
Carlos Sainz.
No.
Pierre Gasly,
No way.
12 million.
No.
Can you like run it back and do like the old school Pierre Gasly?
Pierre
Gasly. Okay, then. Any guesses for any guesses?
Nico Hulkenberg. Hulkenberg.
Carlos Sainz. Carlos
No
Sainz,
way.
11.8.
Then Albon. Then
Then Albon.
Right, so they're not worth it until the halfway point in the season when they're worth about 4.5 million each.
They've got a good car.
Yeah.
Okay, so second half now.
Yes.
Fernando, 10 million.
no one's putting him in the team.
10 million.
Sergio Perez.
No.
Valtteri Bottas.
No.
Lance Stroll.
No
my
way.
8 million.
No way.
I'm talking. We're talking real. You put Hamilton in your team as in the golf one as well. Then
Right, so we're now at what? 14th.
14.
Valtteri Bottas.
jeez, they got,
What?
Have we got Perez yet?
it's not either of them two. So is it?
Esteban Ocon.
No.
Have
Ollie
we got
Behrman.
Hulkenberg?
Ollie Behrman.
Behrman.
What?
Ollie Behrman, 7.4.
Wow.
Then Ocon.
Then Ocon, 7.3. This is when
Hulkenberg.
it gets nuts. Then Hulkenberg, yeah, 6.8.
So then
He's
where's-
worth a punt.
Yeah.
Bartoletto.
Bartlett
No, they're not in
Lawson.
pairs. Lawson.
Liam
Lawson, 6.4.
The forgotten man from last year.
Then Bortoletto.
No, sorry.
Right?
Bortoletto, 6.5. Then Lawson, 6.4.
Right, okay, sorry.
They've put this in a weird order.
Sure.
Yeah, it's just
With
so
what?
offensive.
So how many have we got left? We've got Lindblad left. We've got
4 left.
Frank
We've got 4
Cadillac
left.
and Franco.
Franco's
Franco next, surely.
So Lindblad and Franco are joint at
Next.
6-2. Yeah.
You're
then they've
kidding
got
me.
Perez and
Sergio
Bottas.
Perez and Valtteri
Perez.
Bottas are the cheapest on the grid.
So the Aussie Iceman and
I mean,
Mexican
the
Minister
trouble
of
is
Defense
we're going to get to that
league.
car, though, aren't we? At some point.
Yeah, but all they have to do is beat Fernando and they gain points.
I still can't believe just how low down Leclerc is. Like he's gonna
That's
grow in
insane.
value
That's
insanely.
How high Lance Stroll is.
That's insane.
The fact that Stroll is above
I mean, I think Fernando
Behrman,
Alonso's high.
Hulkenberg, Lawson. Well, Lawson's fine. But above Bortoleto, Hulkenberg, Behrman, Ocon, and
Yeah,
both
that's
Perez and Bottas.
That's insane. Because we are
It's
about
nuts.
to talk about the bottom teams, or what we think will be the bottom teams, or perhaps
projected.
the projected bottom teams. That's insane. So let's have a swipe and then. Right, Tim, do you remember like 4 weeks ago whenever we had Katie in here and we said Haas are going to be rubbish? Well, it turns out we are just a bunch of idiots who don't know what we're talking about because Haas are not going to be rubbish.
Haas looked like
No, I didn't remember saying
Haas
Haas
looked
to
like
be
they
rubbish.
could
I
be
thought we
the
said
next
Haas. I
quickest.
thought we said Haas's car looked boring.
No, I think we said that car looks all right for the back of the grid or something like that.
No, to be fair,
We
Tim,
did.
Tim did say that it was a bad livery.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
thought
then,
it was
and then
boring.
right before the end of the podcast, he sort of backtracked on it a little bit, and then
I put it mid. I think in the end, yeah,
Mood. Yeah.
just like.
Sorry, that's tickled Matty's pants.
Just like Senna.
Just like Jake Mail's favourite saying.
J Mail's favourite saying. 4 out of 10. Would give that 4 out of 10.
4 out of
That
10.
was no, so Haas have absolutely nailed preseason testing. I think they did the third most number of laps in the last week of testing. Behrman and Ocon looking good on long pace as well as off the line as well as quali pace.
Ocon
Where was-
particularly, I think, actually, from because
Yeah.
we gave him a bit of stick, didn't we, on the end of season review last season,
Yeah.
and he looks up for it.
He clearly listened.
He went out on day 1 and did his fast lap, and then on day 2, I think he did his long runs split with Behrman, and Behrman did his fast laps on the Friday. So Behrman's fast lap is a good second faster, but then track evolution, right? So fine, but Behrman's in the top 10, so he's 9th in the top 10, and they did the third most number of laps. Absolutely regimental on their bits they had to get through. So they're not going to be last. However, as we've just all expressed, nice one, Cam, as we've just all expressed shock at Fernando Alonso and Lance Stroll being expensive, Aston Martin's season so far has spiraled out of control, right?
Even making its way onto the BBC.
Is
And
it?
the BBC turned around and wrote an article about why Aston Martin are terrible.
Jesus.
And I thought, whoa.
The best thing to happen to Aston Martin this week was this safety car from 2021 went for sale for £599,999 in Leeds.
Because you haven't looked at it much. What I found interesting was, I don't know if anyone was watching the TED Notebooks.
I watch bits of Ted's Notebook.
So-
Not much at all. Can't do that to myself.
At the end of one of the days, he was like, "It's okay." I knew he's had a team meeting, and he's told the team that they're rubbish, but he knows how to fix it.
Brilliant.
Well, who from Aston Martin has fed him that information? Like, it seems very
Newey.
specific.
I
You
bet
know
he
what
was
I mean?
Newey. So I've just been in there.
I've
Yeah.
just been in there. I've told guys, don't worry. I know
I
how
can
to fix
fix
it.
it.
You
Yeah.
guys take 2 weeks off. I'll see you in Australia. I'm going to be in the garage with my
I
spanners.
know we're bad, but it was something along the lines of, I know we're bad, but I know where we're bad, and I can fix it.
Yeah, I'll tell you right where. It's right in the
Like-
middle of the car there where the Honda PU is. Because, my God, it's not charging its battery, right, Matty?
Yep.
They've had it on the tester at Sakura, at Honda, and they cannot get it to charge the battery. They cannot get it above 13,000 RPM. They cannot get the horsepower out of it. They can't get deployment. On the last day of testing, it did 6 laps. And their solution is,
Adrian Newey's going to fix it.
and what have Honda said? What was Honda's
We've
solution?
run out of parts.
We've run out of
We can't
parts.
do nothing. We've run out of parts.
We're going to do a software update. A software update to a car that can't
basically,
rev.
They've turned it on and off of the plug.
Yeah.
and hoped for the best.
And they're hoping for the best.
I would just love to know who at Honda did Alonso upset
Yes.
so badly.
Yes. Who's pissed Alonso off?
But
Or
the
who
thing
is
is,
Alonso pissed
Newey
off?
knows where they're bad, but Newey didn't make the engine.
Right.
That's
So
that's
that's
true.
the only thing.
So the engine
He's
can't
turned
be
around
bad.
and gone, I know where we can go. We can get better. Just get a new engine.
Get a new engine.
Get a Mercedes engine back.
Sick.
So they turned up late to shakedown. They missed a full day at shakedown. They've hardly done any laps. In the test 2, they did
They turn up in a
128
black
laps.
car as well.
That's
That-
because they
that
haven't
was-
done their livery.
That was Newey playing Red Bull tricks, is what that was.
Look, the car looks great. The car looks phenomenal. There's bits on it that, the
And
Viking
he's done
horns,
some,
the
yeah,
rear
some, like,
suspension
really
work,
aggressive
the beam
stuff.
wings, the really aggressive bits. But they haven't had the time to see if that works. Because
They're so far behind.
they are so far behind that they were actually 4 seconds off the pace, supposedly. Worried about the 107% rule in Australia. Australia is going to be tricky for deployment anyway, and this Aston Martin can't do more than 6 laps. I mean, what? Yeah, they have to be at the back, surely.
Well, I'll be amazed if they make it through the race. At
I'll be amazed if they make it off the line.
point, like, yeah.
I think the other team that's in trouble is Williams.
I agree with you. Also
Which is
late
so
to shakedown.
sad. So sad because we've been singing Val's praises.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. He
Good
can
morning.
say that, but he can't get his car underway. It's a big issue.
So we said at the shakedown one, oh, it's not that bad that they didn't turn up to shakedown. But actually it might be quite bad that they didn't turn up to shakedown. The car is overweight. It doesn't seem to have any major innovations on it, apart from this vertical pillar that stands up in the floor edge, trailing edge, the barge board area. And it's running a B-spec Mercedes engine.
It looks fantastic, though.
Well done. Well said, Cam. I would give it 4 out of 10. But that's because I really love hammering home a joke till it's dead. Yeah.
They're a big bother.
Big trouble.
As probably as bad as Aston Martin due to
No.
the fact they've not run. No, because they've not had that. Where they're now at is where everybody else was after the first week. They're like in week 1.
Yeah.
Aston Martin, yes, granted, they're probably maybe extreme, but they're the next team.
Yeah.
I'd say I think Cadillac are the next team.
I don't know. So if we take from this lap counter that Mercedes are bored, just doing laps, McLaren are maybe half a week behind Mercedes, so they've done the 4th most number of laps. Haas and Racing Bulls, they're out there testing for Ferrari and Red Bull powertrains and whatever. Williams have done as many laps as McLaren. The problem is they're doing those laps that McLaren did last week.
They're doing very slow laps, aren't they?
Yes.
But I think the Mercedes engine will end up masking some of Williams' problems that Cadillac
Only so long you can
can't
do that
mask.
for, though, right?
And Aston Martin, I just feel so sorry for Fernando.
I mean, I suspect you're right that Cadillac will be at the back, but I don't think it will be because of anything they've done wrong.
No, it's the new to F1, you know, I'm sure as the years go on, they're going to get more competitive.
Yeah.
But, you know, they are going to be slower than Williams.
Can I just quickly side across for the title odds for the F1 by Sky Bet?
Sure.
And it's just one notable one that's on here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 drivers listed on this post that Sky Bet put up. Fernando Alonso is 25 to 1 to win the world championship.
What?
That's not even. So that list is missing drivers who have a better chance than he has.
He's 25 to 1 to turn up in Australia, surely.
It's interesting because on one of our talking points later on in the podcast, I may put Ferry to that.
Okay. I'm interested to hear that. Right. We don't have a bottom 3 prediction, but I did ask you to think of the biggest disappointment of the year. Doesn't have to be.
They might not in any of them things you mentioned.
It doesn't have to be any of the 3 teams we've just talked about in this segment, but it could be a driver, it could be a team, it could be a Grand Prix, it could be the regulations as a whole. What do we think? Who wants to go first?
I've written 3 things down.
You wrote 3 things down. Go ahead.
Biggest disappointment.
Disappointment.
Yeah, okay.
You can all be
I'm only
sassy, but
joking.
Matty was here early, so Tim.
No, because I've got a driver.
Yeah.
I've got a team.
Okay.
And I've got a race.
Hit me up.
But
Sorry.
the driver, biggest disappointment.
Yeah.
He's reset. He's got a new feeling. It never left.
Okay. Great.
That's why they're so low down in my
Sure.
predictions of where they're going to finish. Because
LH44. I'm with you.
Yep. The biggest letdown of a team. Ferrari.
Thank you.
They've done Ferrari things over and over again.
Thank you.
Until they prove differently. Don't shake your head at me, Cam. Until they prove me differently.
Let him get his way.
So, and Monaco. Because it's just going to be a fucking disappointment again.
Okay.
I mean, I agree with Monaco.
Cambo, your biggest disappointment?
It's between Aston Martin and Williams, just purely because Williams was gearing everything to this year, and it just doesn't seem like it's going to come to pass. And Aston Martin, but it's more for Fernando. You know, he's getting plagued by Honda again.
Agreed. Okay. I'm going to go with McLaren as the biggest disappointment. Just because
he hates
I hate
McLaren.
McLaren. No, I think they're talking a big game. They're trying to downplay it. They're trying to be all coy about it. But I actually don't think that they're going to be that good. Who's your biggest disappointment? Or what is your biggest disappointment?
I was going to say Williams, but that's already been said, so that feels a bit repetitive. I feel for Vowles. I think he's done a good job, and it just seems to all of the wheels have fallen off. I think Audi might be. I think they've come in talking a big talk, and again, I know that they're also targeting a few years like down the line.
Yeah,
but I feel like we were all so excited when they came in, and I think they're just going to be very there.
Nice.
And sort of not carry much.
Okay. Well, given that seems a good place to split this discussion podcast and talk about it next week, I can't wait to prove you wrong in next week's episode when we talk a bit more about Audi and their platform that they have brought to Bahrain testing.
Longer.
Thank you to Matty and Cam for joining us for this week's episode. Thank you again to Tim for turning up late, but actually turning up, which doesn't happen very often.
Turning up or turning up late?
Turning up. He missed a lot last year.
I missed like two.
They were very close together, though. They were like back to back to back.
You missed the mid-season review.
I did miss.
Shocking.
I was away.
He was in Italy.
It's all right, because that can't happen again now, because we're the committee.
We are the committee. Yeah.
Do I have to approve my holiday time?
Yes.
Before I take it.
Yes. No, thanks guys for joining us, and we will see you next week.
We are so back.
We are so back.
Peace.
Ferrari is so bad.